I go back to Richmond, the race that Alex Bowman won a little bit earlier in the season, how he kind of snookered him and stole that one late in the race. Man, this one was just all about that pit crew and Alex Bowman on the racetrack today.
Checkered flag in the air. Alex Bowman gets his 4th career victory, winning the Dryden 400.
Wrap that car out there in Miles's hand, man. He's looking really smart right now. Told you, boss. Pick this one. Great job. A big win for that team. And he said it, you know, give praise where it's due. And I like the fact that he recognized his team for getting him out front in front of the 5. But that being said, I go back to that restart. He held off that 5 car in some intense pressure.
Well, I'll also say one other thing. If you go back to the beginning of this race, that 48 was not the fastest car on the.
First and most importantly, I have got to give shout-outs to Rick Hendrick, Hendrick Motorsports, Alex Bowman 1, you know, Kyle Larson 2nd, Chase Elliott 3rd, William Byron 4th. Okay, now then, as I said earlier on Facebook, and I put it over on my YouTube page, there's going to be 3 more weeks, 4 races with a double header coming up in June. I'll be drinking Bud Light. I'll be going over to Bud Light for the Crimson Tide. My 2022 Saturday Fun Day will start in September. I believe around September the 4th when it will start. There's a big thing. I believe on number 2 in a second. You'll hear what I got to say about Chase Elliott. Alright, now I'm on, this is part 2, where I left off. Alright, Chase Elliott, if you've seen him today, like he finished 3rd, that was, you know, no biggie. But he had 2 post-race inspection failures at the first of the race. He had to go to the rear of the field. He had to work his way up from the rear, which a lot of points he was in the 2nd position, which he couldn't overcome Kyle Larson and, you know, his teammates, both of them, Kyle Larson and Alex Bowman. But which I do believe that Chase Elliott will win this season. And I truthfully do believe he will. And I'm looking through my Chase Elliott goggles that I do believe he will win, and he will be in the hunt and attention for the, you know, championship at the end of this year. It's not over for Chase Elliott yet. Don't give up on him yet. But I do believe that Chase Elliott will win, but he's got to start realizing it's going to come pretty soon that he is in the must win to stay into this championship category. But there is still some road course tracks. I mean, definitely road course tracks that Chase Elliott loves. Like, you know, he would have won Sonoma in 2019 if his engine would have failed. You know, the failure of his engine in 2019. He won Watkins Glen. He won, you know, the Roval in Charlotte, which unfortunately he did not win the championship in 2019, and he won it in 2020. But there's still 3 road course tracks that Chase Elliott's good at. I mean, Sonoma, like I said, if his engine wouldn't have went out when he was going into pit road, he was leading that race when that happened. He would have won that race in Sonoma, in California, in 2019. But I do believe Chase Elliott will win one race this year, if not multiple races in 2021, like I said prior to this, that he is good at the road course, racetracks, but he's got to realize it's coming down to the point that he has got to win to stay into this chase. And it's not, you know, right now it's like, it's an urgent kind of thing, but he's got to realize that it is coming down to, it will eventually, if he don't win, that it will become a you must win to stay in the chase kind of situation. But, you know, he's doing good. He's got a great crew chief. He's got a great crew. I mean, which he overcome. He's done a fantastic job today, overcoming 2 penalties on the post-race inspection, going to the rear of the field, coming to the front. I mean, that's all I can say. I mean, he's done an awesome job today. Like I said earlier, this is part 2. If 3 weeks, 4 races. June the 13th and 14th is the doubleheader. After that, it's going to be something different. It's not going to be alcohol when it changes from Fox to NBC. Due to that point, even what I drink, my Bud Light's going to September for Alabama. I do this every year. But here's the thing. If a NASCAR race falls on a Saturday, even after June the 20th, I can still drink a Bud Light. I can still drink a Bud Light even in September. This is just the way I set things. I may sound weird. I do it every year. I've been doing this for a long, long time. It's just my traditions that help, in the chase to the cup. Take 7. I fell in love with the Crimson Tide in 1989 when my papa Bud introduced me to the Crimson Tide in 1989 with Eli Gold. Which, if you don't know Eli Gold in NASCAR, then you need to go back and research your history. Eli Gold is big in NASCAR as well as he is in the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Which, he started in MRN in 1982. He went over to the Crimson Tide in 1989. There is still a lot with the 2022 Saturday Fun Day that still has to do with this, NASCAR, and the Crimson Tide, which that is only one voice. That is Eli Gold. And to the day, I always remember that one game in 1989 when my papa introduced me to the Crimson Tide.